Welcome back to the Children in Lockdown Arts Festival 2021. You're joining with the second session where we focus on the theme of abuse during the pandemic. As I told earlier, COVID-19 brought along with it many unforeseen issues, abuse being one such. Would you believe me that the National Child Protection Authority in Sri Lanka received distress calls at an increased rate of 60% during the pandemic? Children who were trapped inside their homes had to face violence and abuse physically, sexually, psychologically, and in most instances were left without a helpline. With that context, we move on to the very first artwork screening we have under this session, where we are joined by Inoka Palliyaguru for a script reading. She was also part of the mentorship program where she was mentored by Bhupathi Nalin, a renowned film critic and a script writer. This is Petals by Inoka Palliyaguru.
සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක් වේවා ඔබ සමට. ස්ටේජස් තියටර් ගෲප් සංවිධානය කරනු ලබන Children in Lockdown වැඩසටහනේ Petals කෙටි චිත්‍රපට තිර රචන කියවීමේ විශේෂාංගය වෙනුවෙන් ඔබ සාම සාදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි මාත් එක්ක මේ වෙලාවේ සම්බන්ධ වීම ගැන. මම Petals කෙටි චිත්‍රපට තිර රචනය සහ ඒට පාදක වුණු තේමාව ගැන පොඩි විස්තරයක් කියලාම පටන් ගන්නවා කියලා හිතුවා. Petals කෙටි චිත්‍රපටි තිර රචනය මම මීට අවුරුදු 1කමාරකට විතර කලින් පළවෙනි ලොක්ඩවුන් එක වෙලාවේ තමයි ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ලිව්වේ. හැබැයි මේකේ කතාව මගේ අවුරුදු ගාණක් ඔළුවේ තිබ්බ කතාවක්. මේකේට පාදක වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මගේ පොඩි කාලේ මට අත්දකින්න ලැබුණු පෞද්ගලික අත්දැකීම් කීපයක්. මේක හැබැයි මම මේ ලියන්න කියලා ඇත්තටම කල්පනා කරේ ලොක්ඩවුන් එක වෙලාවේ අපේ පරණ පවුලේ සමීප හිතවතෙක්ගේ පැමිණීමත් එක්කම මට මේ කතාව මතක් වුණා. මේකේ තිබ්බ සමහර මතකයන් මට ආපහු මතක් වුණා. ඒත් එක්ක මට හිතුණා මේක ඇත්තටම කියන්න ඕන කතාවක් කියලා. ඒකත් එක්ක මේක ලියලා ඉවර කරත් මම මේකේ මම කියන්න අදහස් කරපු ප්‍රබල අදහස් ටික ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න මට අපොහොසත් වුණා කියලා මට හිතුණා. මට මොකද්ද අඩුවක් වගේ තේරුණා. ඒත් එක්කම මේ Children in Lockdown වැඩසටහන ඔස්සේ මට අවස්ථාව හම්බුණා මෙන්න තිර පිටපත සියුම් සහ සංකීර්ණ හැඟීම් ඉස්මතු වෙන විදිහට වැඩි දියුණු කරන්න. ඒත් එක්කම මගේ තිර පිටපත් ලිවීමේ හැකියාවත් මට වැඩි දියුණු කරගන්න හැකියාව ලැබුණා. ඒත් එක්කම මම ජීවිතේ දිහා බලන විදිහ, මම දේවල් දිහා බලන විදිහ වෙනස් කරගන්නත් මට අවස්ථාවක් හම්බුණා. මේ කතාව ගැන මම කිව්වොත් මේ කතාව දිගරෙන්නේ අවුරුදු 10ක් විතර වයසේ තියෙන කුඩා දැරියෙක්ගේ ජීවිතය ආශ්‍රිතව. මේ දැරියගේ මේ දැරිය තමන්ගේ පියාගේ ආදරය සහ සෙනෙහස නැතුව හැදෙන කෙනෙක්. ඇය මේ ආදරය පවුලට පිටින් සම්බන්ධ වෙන වැඩිහිටි පිරිමි කෙනෙක්ගෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. මේ පිරිමි කෙනා බොහොම පවුලේ ගෞරවය විශ්වාසය දිනාගත්ත කෙනෙක්. එතකොට මේ අවස්ථාවේදී මෙම දැරිය මෙම පිරිමි කෙනා අතින් අපයෝජනයට ලක් වෙනවා. ඒත් එක්ක මේ දැරිය බොහොම මානසික ව්‍යාකූලත්වයකට පත් වෙනවා. මොකද කරන්න කියලා. එතකොට මේ ඒ ව්‍යාකූලත්වය තුලින් මේ දැරියගේ ව්‍යාකූලත්වය තුලින් මෙම අපයෝජනය දිගින් දිගටම කරගෙන යන්න රුකුලක් හම්බ වෙනවා. මෙම අවස්ථාවේදී මම අවධාරණය කරන්න කැමති කාරණයක් තමයි මේ දැරිය කොයි වෙලාවෙවත් ජීවත් වෙන්නේ මේ අනාරක්ෂිත හරි අපි කියන්නේ බොහොම මේ අපයෝජනයට ලක්විය හැකි පවුල් පරිසරයක නෙවෙයි. මේ දැරිය ජීවත් වෙන්නේ බොහොම සාමකාමී බොහොම ආරක්ෂිත මේ සුව පහසු පවුල් පරිසරයක. එතකොට ඒ වගේ ආරක්ෂිත සුව පහසු පවුල් පරිසරයක ජීවත් වෙන දැරියකට කොහොමද මේ විදිහ අපයෝජනයක් සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ? එතකොට ආරක්ෂාව පිළිබඳ ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. එතකොට කොහොමද මේ වගේ දෙයක් සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ? එහෙම අවස්ථාවකදී බොහෝ වෙලාවට ඒ විදිහ අපයෝජන වලට මුහුණ දෙන්නේ තමන්ගේ පවුලේ ඇතුළෙන්ම තමන්ට බොහොම හිතවත් පුද්ගලයන්ගෙන් තමයි දරුවන් අපයෝජනයට ලක් වෙන්නේ. නැතුව මේ අපි නොදන්න බොහොම මේ පිටින් සම්බන්ධ වෙච්ච පුද්ගලයන්ගෙන් එහෙම අපයෝජනයක් සිද්ධ වෙනවා බොහොම කලාතුරකින්. ඒ කාරණේ මං හිතන්නේ අපි ගොඩක් අවධාරණයට ලක් කරන්න ඕන කාරණයක් කියලා. තවත් අප සැලකිය යුතු බැරෑරුම් කාරණයක් වන්නේ මේ දැරිය මෙම අවස්ථාවේදී මෙම අපයෝජන සිදුවීම කිසිම කෙනෙකුට අනාවරණය නොකිරීමට පැකිලීම. එතකොට ඇයට ඒ අවස්ථාවේදී ඇයට කිට්ටුම සමීපතම පවුලේ සමාජිකයා වෙන්නේ ඇයගේ මව. මොකද එයාගේ පියා ඒ අවස්ථාවේ පවුලේ නොසිටීම නිසා. එතකොට ඒ අවස්ථාවේ මේ කුඩා දැරිය එයාගේ අම්මටවත් මේක නොකියා ඉන්නවා. ඇයි මේ වගේ මෙහෙම වෙන්නේ කියලා අපි ඇත්තටම අහන්න ඕන ප්‍රශ්නයක්. මොකද ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මෙහෙම දේවල් අපයෝජන වුණාම දරුවන් තමන්ගේ දෙමව්පියන්ට මේක හරි බාරකාරයට හරි මේක කියන්නේ නැහැ. අපි ඇත්තම තත්ත්වේ කල්පනා කරොත් ළමයින් කියන්නේ ළමෙක් විශ්වාස කරනවා කියන්නේ මේ වැඩිහිටියෙකු විශ්වාස කරන කියන්නේ බොහොම වටින දෙයක්. ඒක අපි වැඩිහිටියොන් හරි දෙමව්පියන් විදිහට අපි උපයාගත යුතු දෙයක් කියලා මම විශ්වාස කරන්නේ. තමන්ගේ දරුවත් එක්ක ඉතාම සමීප සම්බන්ධයක් තිබීම අත්‍යවශ්‍ය සාධකයක්. විශේෂයෙන්ම ළමා අපයෝජන සම්බන්ධ කාරණාවලදී ළමයි එක්ක තියෙන සමීපකම බොහොම වැදගත්. දරුවා ඔබ විශ්වාස කරන තාක්කල් ඇය හෝ ඔහු අපයෝජනයක් සිදු වුණාට පස්සේ ඔබ විශ්වාස කරනවා ඔබට මේ අපයෝජනය ගැන විස්තරය කියයි නැත්තම් මේක ගැන කියන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි මම දැන් මේ තිරපිටපතේදී මගේ පෙටල්ස් කෙටි චිත්‍රපටයේ තිරපිටපතේදී ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මේ විශ්වාසයේ තියෙන කාරණාත් එක්කම කියන්න කැමති මේ දැරියගේ අනිත් තත්ත්වය මේ මොකද මෙයා බය වෙනවා මේ වෙලාවේදී මේ අපයෝජනය ගැන අම්මට කිව්වොත් එයාට මේ එයාගේ මේ වැඩිහිටි පිරිමියාගේ ගමන නවතී. ඒ ගමන නවතින එකකින් මෙයාට මේ ලැබෙන පිරිමි කෙනාගෙන් ලැබෙන ආදරය, අවධානය නැති වෙයි කියන එක. ඒක මං හිතන්නේ හරිම මේ අතිශය කනගාටුදායක කාරණයක්. මොකද අපි සමාජය තුළින් දකිනවා මේ ගොඩක් වෙලාට අම්මා හරි තාත්තා හරි දෙන්නම හරි ආර්ථික හේතු අස්සේ මෙහෙම මේ දරුවන්ගෙන් ඈත් වෙනවා. එතකොට දරුවන්ගෙන් ඈත් වෙනකොට දරුවන් Tamanට නොලැබෙන ඒ සෙනෙහස කොහෙන් හරි වෙන තැනකින් හොයාගන්න උත්සාහ කරනවා. මේ උත්සාහය තුළින් බොහෝ වෙලාවට දරුවන් අපයෝජනයට ලක් වෙනවා. ඒක තමයි අපි ඇත්තටම මේ සිටිය යුතු කාරණය සහ අපේ සමාජයේ වෙන කාරණයක්. මේ தત્ත්වය මම වෙනස් විදිහට හැබැයි එකම වගේ දකිනවා අපි මේ ලොක්ඩවුන් කාලේදී අත්දැකුණා කියලා මට හිතෙනවා. මොකද මේ අපි බොහොම වෙලාවට මුහුණ දුන්නා මේ ලොක්ඩවුන් කාලේදී මේ වගේ තත්ත්ව මේ බැරෑරුම් විදිහට වෙන්න සිද්ධ වුණා කියලා හිතෙනවා. මොකද ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මේ සංචරණ සීමා, විදේශ ගමන් සීමා හින්දා ගොඩක් පවුල් දෙක තුනක් අපි දැක්කා එකට ජීවත් වෙනවා. එක තැනක ජීවත් වෙනවා. එතකොට මේ මම හිතන්න කැමති නෑ මෙහෙම දේවල් සිද්ධ වෙනවා ඒ වාස්සේ කියලා. හැබැයි නොහිතා ඉන්නත් බෑ. මේ විදිහට පවුල් කීපයක් මේ විදිහට සමීප පවුල් කීපයක් එකට ජීවත් වෙනකොට බොහොම අවධානයෙන් අපි ජීවත් වෙන්න ඕන. මොකද දරුවොත් එක්ක අපි ඉන්නවා නම් විශේෂයෙන්ම අපි පොදු ස්ථාන ෂෙයා කරනවා නම් නිදා ගැනීමේ පහසුකම් අපි අනිත් අයත් සමග බෙදා හදා ගන්නවා නම් දරුවෝ ගැන අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට කල්පනාවෙන් ඉන්න ඕන. මොකද පවුලේ වෙනත් වැඩිහිටි වෙන කට්ටියත් එක්ක අපි ජීවත් වෙන්න තියෙනවා නම් අපිට සහජයෙන්ම තියෙනවා ඉස්සෙල්ලාම මිනිස්සුන් අපිට ගොඩක් වෙලාවට විශ්වාස කරනවා. මේ ඒක මම ගොඩක් වෙලාවට හිතනවා මේ වගේ තත්ත්වවලදී අපි පරිස්සම් වෙන්න ඕන කියන දේ. හැබැයි මම එහෙම කියද්දි මම අවධානයෙන් කියන්න කැමතියි එහෙම කියලා මේ බොරුවට කලබල වෙලා සැක කරලා අනවශ්‍ය විදිහට හැසිරෙන්න මම අනුමත කරන්නේ නැහැ. මම හැබැයි විමසිලිමත් බව අත්‍යවශ්‍යයි කියලා හිතනවා විශේෂයෙන් ඔබේ දරුවා ගැන. ඔබේ දරුවාගේ හැසිරීමේ මොනවා හරි වෙනසක් තියෙනවා නම් යා ව්‍යාකූලයෙන් හරි නොයිවසිලින් ඉන්නවා නම් ඔබ හැම විටම අහන්න ඕන මේ මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් මෙයාට ඇත්තටම තියෙනවද? මොකද්ද තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ කියන එක හැමතිස්සෙම විමසිලිමත් වෙන්න ඕන කියලා මම හිතනවා. තව මම කිව යුතුම කාරණයක් තියෙනවා අපි ළමා අපයෝජකයන් කියලා ළමා දූෂකයන් කියලා හඳුනා ගන්නා පුද්ගලයන් ගැන අපි හැම විටම මේ හිතන්න පුරුදු වෙලා ඉන්නවා ළමා අපයෝජකයෝ කියන්නේ මේ නරක කැත දුෂ්ට මිනිස්සු කොටසක් කියලා. මම කියන්න කැමතියි මේ Petals කෙටි චිත්‍රපට කතාවේ ඉන්න ළමා අපයෝජකයා පවා මේ බොහොම තැම්පත් ආකර්ශනීය සමාජය විසින් බොහොම මේ පිළිගැනීමක් තියෙන මේ පුද්ගලයෙක්. එතකොට මෙයා මේ ඔහු මේ දැරිය වෙනුවෙන්ම මේ එයාම හදපු රසකැවිලි හදාගෙන මේ දැරිය බලන්න එනවා. එයාගේ බොහොම කාලය අවධානය මේ දැරිය වෙනුවෙන් ලබා දෙනවා. එතකොට අපි හිතන්න ඕන දෙයක් නේද මේ අපයෝජකයන් ගැන අපි සමාජයක් විදිහට අපි තියෙන ආකල්පවල වෙනසක් අපි ඇති කරගන්න ඕන නේද? මේ අපි ළමා අපයෝජකය කියලා හිතන පුද්ගලයොම්මද මේ ළමා අපයෝජකය වෙන්නේ? මම හිතන්නේ මේක අපි ඇත්තටම හිතන්න ඕන කාරණයක් කියලා. අවසාන වශයෙන් මම කියන්න කැමතියි අපේ සමාජයේ මේ සැඟවී ඇති කාරණයක් මේ ළමා අපයෝජන සම්බන්ධයෙන්. එක මේ සමාජය ඇතුළෙම අපි මේ කොච්චර මේ කාරණා මේ ළමා අපයෝජන දූෂණ කාරණා බොහොම සූක්ෂම විදිහට වසන් කරලා තියෙනවා. මෙවැනි දේවල් මේ තමන්ගේ ඉස්සරහම සිද්ධ වුණත් ඒවා මේ දැක්කේ නැහැ වගේ නොදැක්කා වගේ හැසිරෙනවා. මේ මම හිතනවා මේ වගේ කාරණා මේ බොහොම මේ එක පෞද්ගලික හේතු හින්දා හංගනවා ගොඩක් අය. මම හිතනවා මේ මගේ මේ Petals කෙටි චිත්‍රපටයේ තිරපිටපතෙත් අපයෝජකයාගේ ළමා අපයෝජකයාගේ බිරිඳගේ චරිතයෙන් මට මේ කාරණය ගැන මේ කියන්න අවස්ථාවක් හම්බුණා කියලා. මේ චරිතය මේ බොහොම සංකීර්ණ චරිතයක්. ඒක අපිව මේ ඇත්තටම මේක බලන් ඉන්න කෙනාව මේ කලඹන්න පුළුවන් චරිතයක්. මොකද මේ අපයෝජනයේ දැකම ඇයගේ හැසිරීම දැනට මේ චරිතයෙන් මං හිතනවා අපේ මොකද මේ අපයෝජනය ගැන ඇයට තියෙන සමාජීය හෝ නීතිමය වගකීමක් ඇය කිසිම වෙලාවක මේ හිතන්නේවත් නැහැ. ඒකින් මම උත්සාහ කරනවා සහ මේ අපිට තේරෙනවා අපි දැනට ජීවත් වෙන සමාජයේ අපි නොදකින පැත්තක් අඳුරු කලාපයක් අපිව මේ ගෙනියන්න මේ උත්සාහ කරනවා කියලා මම හිතනවා. ඒත් එක්කම මම කැමති මේ මගේ කෙටි චිත්‍රපටයේ තිර රචනය කියවීම පටන් ගන්න. මේක මම ලිව්වේ ඉංග්‍රීසි භාෂාවෙන්. හැබැයි මේකේ දෙබස් තියෙන්නේ සිංහල භාෂාවෙන්. ඔබ එය කතාව අහගෙන මේක රස විඳී කියලා මම විශ්වාස කරනවා. Scene number 5. Interior Victor's house. The location is a living room of a large colonial house. The furniture is antiqued and house itself has an Asian and gloomy interior. The walls are filled with old black and white photographs of people. There are few wedding photographs and large family photographs. There is a black and white wedding photo of Victor and Roshini taken about 15 years back. Roshini has a broad smile on her face in the photograph and Victor looks as if he's an imposter and looks very glum. It's evening tea time, and Roshini and Niranjala are sitting down in the living room sofa and are drinking tea. The tea set is an exquisite one, and there are biscuits, cakes, and bananas served on plates. Roshini doesn't have a smile on her face and looks very tired. She is listening to Niranjala without any interest. The children are playing outside, and their vivid and lively laughter is filling up the space. Scene number 6. Noon. Interior Victor's kitchen. Victor is in the kitchen. The kitchen is dark and it looks old. Victor is wearing an apron on top of his t-shirt and cargo shorts. He is standing facing the garden where he can see the children playing through his wide open kitchen window. The children are playing in Victor's garden. Young Soba is running behind her younger brother Vinod. Victor is humming a song and carefully dipping donuts on a chocolate sauce dip and is drizzling them with multicolored sprinkles. Victor's full concentration is on his work. He seems to be very satisfied with his meticulous sugar work. Once he has finished, he looks outside the garden, staying momentarily silent for a minute. Scene number 7. Noon. Interior Victor's living area. Soba enters inside Victor's house through the front veranda. She is running behind Vinod. They pass the living room where Niranjala and Roshini are sitting. At the same moment, Victor enters the living room with a plate carrying donuts from the kitchen. Soba briefly passes Victor, and Victor turns completely to follow his eyes on running Soba. Niranjala. අනේ ළමයි දුවන්න එපා කිය ඇතුලේ. Roshini. කමක් නැහැ දුව පුතේ. Niranjala. Victor අයියට ළමයි හරි පුරුදුයි නේද? හරිම ආසයි වගේ. Roshini turns and looks at Victor's face with a complicit look. Her expressions are mixed with guilt and suppressed anger. After a pause. Roshini. හැම ළමයටම නෙවෙයි. Scene number 8. Noon. Exterior Victor's house staircase. It is outside Victor's house. There is a black spiral brass staircase outside the house which connects to an upstairs back door. Victor is standing on the foot of the staircase looking up. Soba's laughter is hallooing around. Through the spirals, he can see Soba sitting on the top of the stairs. Her feet are dangling down. Victor is slowly climbing up the steps. The steps are muddy and he is wearing a black pair of home slippers. Soba is sitting on top of the stairs smiling. Her hair is messy and her bare feet are tapping the floor of the steps. Victor goes close to her and sits on the steps, right below her. Soba smiles genuinely at him and Victor smiles back. Soba laughs at Victor, gets up, runs inside the house through the dark back door. Victor follows Soba through the darkness. After a while, Soba comes out distorted and runs down the stairwell. Victor looks on. Scene number 1. Evening. Exterior, Colombo City. It's raining in the city. The drains are filled with water. Cars are splashing water onto the sidewalks. Soba, a woman of around 35 years of age, dressed in smart official clothes, walks through the rain in her black umbrella and enters a cafe. Scene number 2. Evening interior cafe. Her umbrella is quite disoriented due to the wind outside, and she struggles with it for few minutes till she manages to fold it and keep it on the bin which is meant for wet umbrellas. It is a chic coffee shop with bright lighting and soft music. There are a variety of sweets and savories on the display. Soba is soaked wet. She pulls out a bill from her handbag and gives it to the cashier. The cashier goes inside. She runs her finger on the display cabinet where she could see rum balls, cheesecakes, chocolate sponges, donuts, eclairs and cupcakes. After a moment, the cashier returns with a pink birthday cake marked with number 10. Soba looks satisfied and asks it to be put in a box to take away and coffee to have now. She walks over to a table near the window. She looks outside for a while. The coffee arrives at the table and she looks outside for a time and takes a sip from her coffee. Soba could hear two young women talking behind her. Their voices are subdued but very clear. Soba is slowly sipping her coffee and listening into their conversation. Girl 1. නැහැ එහෙමම කියන්න බැහැ නේද ඕම ඒවා. Girl 2. කොහොමත් කියන්න බැරි දේවල් තමයි මෙහෙම මේ වගේ තියෙන්නේ. Girl 1. හැබැයි ඉතින් ඔයාට දැනෙන දෙයක් තියෙනව නේද? නැත්තම් මම දන්න ඔයා කොහොම වුණත් උච්චර දිරදිග යන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. Girl 2. ඒ ඉතින් ඔයා මාව දන්න තරමනේ මදු. මේ ඉන්න මමවත් දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා මට හිතෙන්නේ. Girl 1. ඉතින් දැන් දසුන් මොකද කියන්නේ? Girl 2. එයාට මාව අමතක කරන්න බෑ කියලා කියන්නේ. ඇත්තටම මටත් එයාව අමතක කරන්න අමාරුයි. Girl 1. ඉතින් එතකොට? Girl 2. එතකොට මුකුත් නැහැ. මම දන්නවා එයාට එයාගේ වයිෆ් කියන විදිහට රට යන්න වෙනවා කියලා. මම එයාට යන්න එපා කියලා කවදාවත් කියන්නේ නැහැ හැබැයි. Girl 1. ඇත්තටම තරු ඔයා මොනවද බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ යාගේ? Girl 2. මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා එයා නොයා ඉඳී කියලා. හැබැයි මම කියලා නෙවෙයි. එයාම හිතලා. එයා එහෙම ගිය දවසේම මේක මෙතනින් ඉවරයි. Girl 1. මට තේරෙනවා. හැබැයි හරි අමුතුයි නේද? සමහර සම්බන්ධකම් අපේ. Girl 2. එහෙම තමයි. අපිත් අමුතුයි. ඊට වඩා අපේ සමහර සම්බන්ධකම් ගොඩක් අමුතුයි. Soba is holding her coffee cup with both hands, looking at the depth of it and thinking very hard. The rain taps on the window where she is sitting. Scene number 3. Midday. Interior hotel reception. Victor, a man of about 45 years of age, distinctly dressed, is having a coffee after lunch at a wedding. He is thinking hard but carelessly playing with the coffee cup. His wife, Roshini, who is equally elegantly dressed, is sitting next to him and is having a conversation with the other guests on the table. Victor seems to be not interested at all in the conversation. He looks outside and sees a couple of children playing outside the hotel deck. That's all the reading. I'm not going to read the whole Petals script. I hope you enjoy the reading. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my mentor, Mr. Bhupatinali Vikramage, who has been helping me a lot, giving me lots of reading materials on script writing and other subjects, plus a lot of movies to watch to learn. And also my curators, Mrs. Ruanti Shikera and Mr. Malit Hagoda, for continuously supporting me throughout this last 6 months and encouraging me to write more and be a better writer. Thank you so much for the support given. I hope you had a great evening. Thank you very much.
During a lockdown, my grandma had a heart attack. I wasn't permitted to see her at the hospital. Each day I would wait under a tree in the hospital's parking, sketching on my iPad and hoping that I'd get to see her. On a fateful morning, my adoring and strong grandma's heart stopped forever. I know that she would never have left me without saying goodbye. It must have been silent because I didn't hear it. Today, my sorrow is deafening and my pain is silenced. I miss you, Pamma. This piece by me is a silent goodbye by my grandma.
Drawing is based on one of the experiences I had during lockdown. My friend left school, so I drew that as two people going in two different paths. And to show that my friend will be meeting new friends, I drew two people welcoming her.
This photograph is titled For All Who Disappeared. So many people lost their lives due to COVID. These candles are lit for them. After taking this photo, I realized that we need to care and remember those that are no more. That was the impact this experience had on me. The message I wish to convey to the public is to care. Take a moment to remember those who lost their lives due to COVID. For all who disappeared, their light will continue to shine through us always.
We hope to see Inoka's work being produced into the short film in the near future and wish her all the very best with her production work. Now, I think some of you must be thinking that this is the best time to have a good hot cup of tea. Well, if you look back in history, and I mean long years back, we were never a tea drinking nation. Tea was something that was imposed upon us, but we embraced it. Whether we questioned about tea or not, I don't know, but it's such a way that Sri Lanka is almost known because of the tea it produces around the world. And so tea has become a part of our own culture. Every time we go to a relative's place or a friend's home, you're always greeted with this familiar phrase, "Tega bomudu." But what if you rejected that offer? Have you ever tried doing that? have you ever thought what would happen if you actually said no to a cup of tea? Hold on to that thought and have a look at this contemporary dance performance by Pathum Dharmarathna. Pathum's performance wasn't just about tea. From how I view it, it's about normalizing abuse. You are exposed to abuse for prolonged time periods, and after a certain point in time, you tend to think that that's the normal thing and that's what all of us should go through. I think Pathum's discussion through that performance also sheds light on what the children are undergoing in the current context, especially given the fact that we come from a culture where children are not expected to or are not supposed to question what the adults tell them. Rather, they are just asked to follow what the adults ask them to do. And as such, even if children are exposed to abuse, after a certain point in time, they will normalize it. They will think, well, this is normal and I have to undergo this. And when they grow up as adults, we know that the cycle will continue. So Pathum's performance goes beyond tea.
My art is about the worst experience throughout the lockdown. In my art, it shows that how I'm trapped. Because I have not been able to go to school, meet my school friends, or have a proper school life.
Hi, my name is Ashika Musadik and I am 15 years old and from Gateway College, Colombo. As you can see, this girl was very sociable and free. Towards the second version of herself, she's enjoying the pandemic and she can stay at home, listen to music while talking to her friends, of course. The third version of herself shows more about where this pandemic is going to. So she's dressing up like she used to before the pandemic occurred in hopes of her not feeling lonely. However, the last version of herself shows that she has lost complete freedom, and even when she is able to go out, she has grown anxious and forgotten how to socialize.
My outfit is about
We discussed about tea, but I believe a discussion on tea is not complete without talking about one of the most marginalized communities in the whole of Sri Lanka, and that is the estates community. The COVID-19 pandemic had its impacts on the estates community and the children of the estates community, and today we are joined by three artists, Selvaraj Leelawathy, Rasaiya Loganathan and Ajantan Shantakumar, to speak to us about the impact of the pandemic on the children of the estate communities. Now, these three artists have also worked closely with these children, and they have put together a performance which you will be able to view tomorrow in the morning session, so don't miss out that as well. And after this talk with our artists, we will move on to the panel discussion surrounding the theme of abuse. So we invite you to join with the panel discussion after this segment.
மலைகளால் சூழ்ந்த மலையகம். மலையகம் என்றாலே பச்சை பசேல், சுற்றிலும் மலைக்காடு, வண்ண வண்ண பூக்கள், அழகு. அழகு என்றாலே மலையகம். அத்தனை அழகு கொண்ட மலையகத்தில் அழகியலுக்கும் பஞ்சமில்லை. கூத்துக்களும் விழாக்களும் நாடகங்களும் நாட்டார் பாடல்களும் இப்படி எத்தனை கலை அம்சங்களை கொண்டது எங்களுடைய மலையகம். எத்தனை அனுபவங்களை கொண்டது எங்களுடைய மலையகம். காலம் செல்ல செல்ல எங்களுடைய இளைஞர்களுடைய யுவதிகளுடைய வளர்ச்சி அபரிமிதமானது. எத்தனை மாற்றங்கள், எத்தனை பெரிய சமூக அந்தஸ்தோடு இருக்கிறார்கள் எங்களுடைய மலையகத்தவர்கள். மிகப்பெரிய பாரம்பரியத்தை கொண்டது எங்களுடைய மலையகம். அத்தனையும் ஒட்டுமொத்தமாய் கொண்டதும் எங்களுடைய மலையகம். 200 வருட கால வரலாற்றை கொண்டது. எத்தனை பெரியவர்கள், எத்தனை அனுபவங்களை கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். அத்தனையும் சுவாரஸ்யமானது, சுவையானது. எங்களுடைய மலையகம் எப்போது சொன்னாலும் எங்களுக்கு பெருமைதான்.
இத்தனை பெருமைக்குரிய விஷயங்கள் மலையகத்தில் இருந்தாலும் மலையக மக்களுக்கு அவர்களுக்கே உரிய பிரச்சனைன்னு ஒரு தனிப்பட்ட பிரச்சனைகள் கொஞ்சம் இருக்குது. அது காலங்காலமாக இருந்து வர பிரச்சனை. இன்றைக்கி நாங்கள் அந்த பிரச்சனையை பற்றி பேச போகலை. கொரோனா காலத்துக்கு பிறகு மலையகத்தில் எங்களுடைய மனசை பாதித்த சில சம்பவங்கள், சில கதைகளை நாங்கள் இன்றைக்கி பகிர்ந்துக்க போகிறோம்.
1000 ரூபா போராட்டம். வருஷக்கணக்காக போராடிக்கிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்க எங்களோட அம்மா அப்பா. நிதம் ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் ஒவ்வொரு போராட்டம் தன்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையை நடத்துறதுக்காக. அவங்களுக்கு அந்த 1000 ரூபாய் கிடைச்ச பாடு இல்லை, போராட்டத்துக்கு விடிவு கிடைச்சதாகவும் இல்லை. இதுக்கு மத்தியில் தான் கொரோனா. எப்படி வாழ்க்கையை நடத்துவாங்க, எப்படி கொண்டு செல்வாங்க தன்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையை? பிள்ளைகளை வளர்க்கணும், சாப்பிடணும், நல்லது கெட்டது பார்க்கணும். என்னத்தை செய்ய முடியும்? சமாளித்து பார்க்குறாங்களா? அவங்களால ஒரு கட்டத்துக்கு மேலே சமாளிக்க முடியலை. தங்கள் வீட்டிலேருந்து ஸ்கூல் போகிற பிள்ளைகளை படிப்பை இடைநிறுத்துகிறாங்க. அதை மட்டும்தான் அவங்களால வெற்றிகரமாக செய்ய முடியும்னு நம்புகிறாங்க. இடைநிறுத்தப்பட்ட எத்தனை மாணவர்கள், எத்தனை சிறுவர்கள், அத்தனை சிறுவர்களுடைய கனவுகள், எதிர்காலம் எல்லாமே கேள்விக்குறித்தான். நாளைக்கு அந்த சிறுவர்கள் என்ன செய்ய போகிறாங்க? இவங்கள மாதிரியே தோட்ட தொழிலாளியாக இருப்பாங்க, இல்லாட்டி கொழும்புக்கு போயிடுவாங்க, ஹோட்டலில் பங்களாக்களில் வேலை செய்கிறதுக்கு. இது எங்களுக்கு பழக்கப்பட்ட விஷயம் இல்லையா? அதனால இந்த முடிவை எவ்வளோ பிரச்சனை வந்தாலும், எத்தனை பிரச்சனை வந்தாலும் துணிவாக நாங்கள் எடுப்போம். இது மட்டும்தான் எங்களுக்கு இருக்கிற ஒரே தீர்வு. ஆனால் இந்த பிள்ளைகள் இலங்கையை எடுத்துக்கிட்டா, இந்த கொரோனா பிரச்சனையால் படிப்பை இடைநிறுத்தின அதிக மாணவர்கள் மலையகத்தில் தான் இருப்பாங்க. ஜூம் கிளாஸ், ஐஃபோன், டேட்டா கார்டு, இது எல்லாமே எங்களுடைய பெற்றோர்களுக்கும் எங்களுடைய பிள்ளைகளுக்கும் எப்போதுமே கனவு தான், கல்வியையும் சேர்த்து.
இந்த கொரோனா காலத்தில் மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு போராட்டமாகவும் எல்லா மக்களையும் கொஞ்சம் சிந்திக்க வச்ச ஒரு போராட்டமாகவும் இஷாலினுடைய இந்த போராட்டம் இருந்தது. அந்த சிறுமியினுடைய மரணம் எல்லாரையுமே வந்து கொஞ்சம் பாதிப்படைய செஞ்சிருந்தது. ஆனால் அதே நேரத்தில் இந்த போராட்டங்கள்லாம் மிகப்பெரிய அளவில் நாடு முழுக்க நடந்து கொண்டிருந்த பொழுதில் அதே போல் இன்னொரு சிறுமி, ஒரு 12-13 வயசு சிறுமி 13 பேரால் சேர்ந்து கூட்டு பலாத்காரத்துக்கு உட்படுறான். அது எவ்வளோ பெரிய ஒரு வேதனைக்குரிய விஷயம். அதில் இன்னும் வேதனை என்னன்னு சொன்னால், அந்த 13 பேருக்கும் தலைமை தாங்கினது, அந்த 13 பேரையும் இந்த ஒரு கொடு செயலுக்காக வழி நடத்தினது அந்த சிறுமியோட அப்பா. இந்த செய்தி வந்தபோது என்னாலலாம் ஒன்றுமே செய்ய முடியாது. எவ்வளோ பெரிய ஒரு 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 மனிதம் என்ற அந்த சொல், அந்த இது எங்ககிட்ட எங்கே போயிடுச்சுன்ற ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு வேதனை. அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் ஒரு சிறுமி லெட்டர் ஒன்று எழுதி வச்சு தூக்கு மாட்டிட்டு செத்து போயிடும். அந்த பிள்ளைக்கு ஒரு 14-15 வயசு. ஏன்னா அம்மா அப்பாவுக்கு இடையில சண்டை. அந்த சண்டையில் வந்து அந்த பிள்ளையோட மனசு எப்படி பாதிச்சிருக்குன்னு சொன்னால், அந்த லெட்டரில் குறிப்பிட்டிருக்க மாதிரி அப்பா வந்து அம்மாவை சந்தேகப்படுறாரு. அந்த சந்தேகத்துக்குரிய ஒரு கருவியாக நான் இருக்கிறேன். அதனால் என்னால் இதை ஜீரணிச்சிக்க முடியல. என்னால் தானே அவங்க 2 பேத்துக்கு இடையில் சண்டை. அதனால் நான் இந்த உலகத்தை விட்டு போனால் எங்கள் வீடு அமைதியாக இருக்கும்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன்னு சொல்லி அந்த லெட்டரில் எழுதி வச்சுட்டு அந்த சிறுமி இறந்து போயிட்டேன். இப்போ கொரோனான்ற அந்த பெரிய ஒரு பேரழிவு இப்படி வந்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கின்ற பொழுது எல்லாருமே அந்த நோயிலேருந்து மீள்றதுக்கும் பொருளாதார கஷ்டங்களும் இப்படி இருக்கின்ற பொழுது இந்த மாதிரியான சம்பவங்கள் 10ஓடு 11 அடிபட்டு போச்சு. அதை வந்து யாருமே பெருசாக எங்கேயுமே சொல்லலை, யாருக்குமே தெரியாத கதைகளா, இது வேணும்னே மூடி மறைக்கப்பட்ட கதைகள் இல்லை. ஆனால் கொரோனான்ற அந்த பெரிய ஒரு கிருமியினால் இந்த அதையும் தாண்டிய பெரிய ஒரு விஷயம் மூடி மறைக்கப்பட்டது.
நான் அவதானித்தது, இந்த கொரோனா காலத்தில் மலையகத்தில் இருக்கிற ஸ்கூல் பிள்ளைகள் மலையகத்தின் புற நகரங்களில் புகவந்தலா, நோவுட், ஹெட்டன், நுவரெலியா பகுதிகளில் வந்து அதிகமாக கடைகளில் வேலை செய்கிறது வந்து இந்த பொம்பளை பிள்ளைகள் தான். ஹோட்டல், ஃபுட் சிட்டி, புடவை கடை, மரக்கறி கடை, பழக்கடை, ஹார்ட்வேர், இதுகள்லாம் வேலை செய்கிறது வந்து இந்த பொம்பளை பிள்ளைகள் தான். உலகத்தில் அவல நிலை ஏற்படுற போது பெண்களும் குழந்தைகளும் தான் அதிகமாகவே பாதிக்கிறாங்க. அந்த வகையில் இந்த கொரோனா தொற்று நோய் காரணமாக மலையகத்தில் பெண்களும் ஸ்கூல் பிள்ளைகளும் அதிகமாகவே பாதிச்சிருக்கிறாங்க. பெண்கள் இன்று பல தடைகளை உடைத்து கொண்டு கல்வியில் மட்டும் இல்லை எல்லா துறையிலையும் முன்னோக்கி சென்று கொண்டு இருக்கிறாங்க. ஆனால் மலையகத்தில் பெண் பிள்ளைகள் வந்து பின்னடைவே சந்திச்சிருக்கிறாங்க. இது எனக்கு ரொம்ப கவலையாக இருக்குது. ஆனால் என்னால் இதை நினச்சி கூட பார்க்க முடியல. பெண்கள் சமூகத்தில் முன்னுக்கு வந்தால் தான் சமூகம் முன்னேற்றம் அடையும். அந்த வகையில் இந்த கொரோனா தொற்று காரணமாக ஏற்பட்டிருக்கிற பிரச்சனை மலையகத்தில் அது ஒரு எதிர்வரும் காலங்களில் பெரிய பின்னடைவை சந்திக்குங்கிறது தான் என்னுடைய கருத்து.
இந்த ஒரு கொரோனா காலத்தில் வந்து இன்னும் ஒரு பிரச்சனை இருந்துச்சு. இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னால் கொழும்பு நகரத்தில் அதிகமாக, அதாவது பெரும்பான்மையாக வேலை செஞ்சது வந்து மலையகத்தை சேர்ந்தவர்கள். அது வீட்டு வேலையாக இருக்கலாம், ஹோட்டலாக இருக்கலாம், சின்ன சின்ன கடைகளாக இருக்கலாம், பெரிய தொழிற்சாலைகளாக இருக்கலாம், பாரிய கம்பெனிகளாக இருக்கலாம். இதிலெல்லாம் வந்து பெரும்பாலானவர்கள் மலையகத்தை சேர்ந்தவர்கள். அப்போ இந்த கொரோனா வந்து நாடு முடக்கப்பட்ட போது அங்கே கொழும்பில் நிறைய காலம் தங்கியிருந்து அங்கேயே வேலை செஞ்சு அங்கேயே இருந்தவர்களுக்கு வந்து இடம் இல்லாமல், சரியான சாப்பாடு இல்லாமல், இப்படிலாம் நிறைய கஷ்டங்களை அனுபவித்ததால் அங்கேருந்து நிறைய பேர் தங்களோட ஊருக்கு வந்துட்டாங்க. அப்படி பார்த்தா ஒரு லட்சக்கணக்கான பேர் மலையகத்துக்கு வந்துட்டாங்க. அதுவும் வேலை இல்லாமல் வந்துட்டாங்க. இப்போ வீட்டில் 5 பேராக இருந்த ஒரு குடும்பம் 10 பேரானது, 8 பேரானது, அப்படி இல்லைன்னா அதையும் விட அதிகரிச்சது. இப்படி நிறைய வீட்டுக்குள்ள பிரச்சனைகள் ஏற்பட்டது. ஏன்னா இவங்களாம் இவ்வளோ காலமும் தங்கியிருந்தது வெளியில், அங்கேருந்து காசு அனுப்புவாங்க, இங்கேயும் வேலை செய்வாங்க, எப்படியோ அந்த குடும்பத்தை வந்து அவங்க ஒரு மாதிரி சமாளித்து கொண்டு இருந்தாங்க. ஆனால் இப்போ வேலை இல்லாமல் இவ்வளோ பேர் வந்து ஒரு வீட்டுக்குள்ளே இருக்கும் பொழுது அங்கே ஒரு அம்மாவோ அப்பாவோ இல்லாட்டி அம்மாவும் அப்பாவும் இப்படியான சம்பாத்தியம் மட்டும், அதாவது தோட்ட தொழிலை நம்பி மட்டுமே அந்த குடும்பம் இருந்தது. அவ்வளோ பேரையும் சமாளிக்கக்கூடிய வசதி வாய்ப்புகள் அந்த குடும்பத்துக்கு கிடைக்கல. வீட்டில் ஆட்களுடைய எண்ணிக்கை அதிகரிச்சது. இப்போ படுக்க போகிற நேரம் ஒரு பிரச்சனை, யார் எங்கே படுக்கிறது, எப்படி படுக்கிறது, இங்கே ஒரு குளிர்காலம், எல்லாருக்கும் பெட்ஷீட் வேணும். இப்படியான சின்ன சின்ன பிரச்சனைகளுக்கு ஒரு குடும்பம் அள்ளுப்பட்டு நெருக்கப்பட்டு வாழ்ந்த சம்பவங்கள் பல இருந்துச்சு. அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் சின்ன சின்ன பிள்ளைகள், இவ்வளவு நாள் கொஞ்சம் ஒரு சொகுசாக ஒரு கட்டிலில் படுத்த பிள்ளைகளுக்கு திடீர்னு அண்ணனோ அக்காவோ வந்த பிறகு அந்த கட்டிலை கொடுக்க வேண்டிய ஒரு சந்தர்ப்பம் வந்துச்சு. அவங்க கீழே படுக்க வேண்டிய ஒரு அந்த மாதிரியான நிலைமைகள் வந்த பிறகு அவங்க மனசு ரொம்ப சங்கடப்பட்டுச்சு. ஒரு குடும்பத்துக்குள்ள இவ்வளவு நாளும் பிரிந்திருந்தவர்கள் ஒன்று கூடி அந்த குடும்பத்தோட சந்தோஷமாக இருக்க வேண்டிய ஒரு காலகட்டமாக அது அப்படி இருக்க வேண்டிய ஒரு காலகட்டமாக அது இருந்த போதும், ஆனால் அப்படி இருக்க முடியாததுக்கு இந்த மாதிரியான பல காரணிகள் இருந்தது. எனவே இந்த கொரோனான்றது வந்து உலகளாவிய தொற்றாக இருந்தாலும் மலையகத்தை தனிப்பட்ட முறையில் சின்ன சின்ன விஷயங்களில் கூட பாதித்த மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு தொற்றாகவும் மிகப்பெரிய பேர் அவலமாகவும் தான் இதுவரை இருந்து வருகிறது.
இந்த மலையடி வாரத்துக்குள்ளே எத்தனையோ கதைகள் புதைஞ்சிருக்குது. அதையெல்லாம் வெளிக்கொண்டு வரணும். அதற்கு ஒரு வழியாகத்தான் இந்த விழாவை நான் பார்க்குறேன். ஏன்னா கலைஞர்களாகிய நாங்கள் அடுத்து என்ன செய்ய போகிறோம் அப்படிங்கிறத யோசிச்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கின்ற பொழுது சில்ட்ரன் இன் லாக்டவுன் அமைப்பு ஒரு புதிய நம்பிக்கையை தந்தது. அதனால் மனம் திறந்து பேசக்கூடியதாக இருந்துச்சு. அதே மாதிரி இப்போ ஃபெஸ்டிவல் நடந்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கு. அதுலேயும் புதிய நம்பிக்கைகளை சமூகத்துக்கு தோற்றுவிக்கும் என நான் நம்புகின்றேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Children in Lockdown Arts Festival was initially planned to be an actual physical event, but given the circumstances and the situation in the country, we had to adjust, and that meant us resorting to the virtual medium. Now, resorting to the virtual medium in itself has its own problems, and we were in need of a substantial amount of additional resources, and we had to completely change our plans. This is where our sponsors came through and helped make this festival a reality. We're extremely grateful to all our sponsors, starting off with our main partner, Kinder Not Hill for Sri Lanka, our festival partners, the German Embassy in Sri Lanka, Goethe Institute of Colombo, where we are at right now, Sunitra Bandaranaike Trust, NLEAP, Lionel Wendt Theatre, Music Matters, Oneness Center, Yuma Foundation, News First, and everyone else who helped in numerous ways to make sure that the Children in Lockdown Arts Festival comes to life.
මුච්ච කතා කරනවද? සිසි අයියෝ මුච්චේ මුච්චේ මියුට් වෙලා මුච්චේ අපිට මුච්චව ඇහෙන්නේ මුච්චේ
මේ මං හිතන්නේ මුත්තගේ මයික් එක ඔෆ් වෙලා නේද? ඔය
මුත්තේ ඔය මයික් එක ඕෆ් වෙලා. අයියෝ මෙසේජ් එකක් දාන්නත් තිබ්බා. ඒත් එයා දන්නේ නැහැ chat එක ඕපන් කරගන්න. මට ඔලී
ඒක තමයි. මොකද කියන්නේ?
මෙන්න. සිසි මුච්ච කෝල් කරනවා. හෙලෝ මුච්චේ. මුච්චගේ මයික් එක ඕෆ් වෙලා.
නාලා කොල්ලෝ.
ඕෆ් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඇහෙනවද?
නාලා කොල්ලෝ.
කියලා දේවල් ඇහෙන්නේ.
කොහොමද බං මේ ඔන් කරගන්නේ?
මුච්චේ.
ටක් හිටහන්. මේ මගේ අතින් මේ මොකක් හරි
මුච්චේ.
All my friends, I hear them take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends, I hear them take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse.
Are you sure you don't mind listening to this?
That's what the room's all about. If you've got a problem, just get it out.
I am Vinjit, a student of Mayadeva College, Kurunel. Although the prevailing corona pandemic is a curse upon the majority, it was which enabled me to do something new. This picture depicts how I spent my free time fruitfully by learning to play the guitar online. Furthermore, I was able to compose an English song of my own titled With You, which I hope to release soon.
The lockdown period is very stressful, but I used to play with trees. I planted trees, look after those. So it's very enjoyable. I am thinking when we protect our environment will protect us too.
As a teenager living in the middle of this pandemic, life's hard, not only for me, but for many other children as well. Everyone has an outlet for their creativity, such as origami or writing stories. Mine is comedy. I find joy in making people laugh and strongly believe that laughter is the best medicine. As a child living in such a claustrophobic state, trapped in a schedule, having comedy as an outlet for my creativity is paradise. Therefore, I channeled that same energy into my two characters and created this humorous artwork.
What is this, child? What's happening here? Mother, do not address me as Caitlin, for I am Lady Gaga. And what I'm doing is posing. Posing? Posing for who? Well, for my audience, of course. What audience? Are you sick? Do you have a fever? Oh, I don't know. Teenagers nowadays. All you need to understand is waiting in this quarantine, or is it lockdown? I don't know anymore at this point. Anyways, I decided to pursue my dream, express my truth. Well, dinner is ready. Stew and bread. Are you again? Fine, I'll come in a second.
Page because I read a lot of comic books. This is Mr. Krabs. This is SpongeBob. I drew these because I watched a lot of cartoons. This is the YouTube logo. I drew this because I watched a lot of YouTube videos.